You are not being punished. This lack, this friction, this constant gravitational pull towards zero. It is not a curse placed upon you by a cruel universe. It is not bad luck. It is not because you were born on the wrong side of some invisible line. Hear this now, and let it shatter the cage of your reasoning. Your current reality is not an indictment of your potential. It is a perfect, precise, and merciless reflection of your current economic metabolism. It is the undeniable output of a single, unspoken law you have not yet been taught to obey. You have been operating in a world of subtraction, of linear effort, of trading hours for dollars, and wondering why the math never works in your favor. You have been pouring your energy into a leaky bucket, sprinting on a treadmill that is powered by your own exhaustion. The world you see, the scarcity, the struggle, the mediocrity, is a world built for the masses who believe that effort is the same as yield. But you are about to learn the difference. You are about to understand the fundamental law that separates the architects of fortune from the tenants of struggle. This is the law of increasing returns, and understanding it will change everything. Think of your energy, your focus, your time, your skill, not as a finite resource to be spent, but as a form of capital. Spiritual capital, mental capital, creative capital. Most people spend this capital on activities that offer a one-time linear return. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. You stop working, the payment stops. It is a simple, brutal transaction. It is the economics of the hourly wage. It is the economics of the task. This is the world of decreasing returns. You must constantly reinvest your most valuable asset, your life force, just to maintain equilibrium, just to stay in place. And the moment you stop, the entire fragile structure trembles. This is the plantation mindset in a modern guise. You are tending a field that you do not own, harvesting a crop that is not yours to keep. Your energy is extracted, used to enrich the soil of someone else's empire, and you are given just enough to come back and do it all again tomorrow. This is the trap. This is the silent conspiracy against your wealth. You have been taught to be a consumer of opportunity, not a creator of it. A renter of your own destiny, not the owner of the deed. But there is another way. A higher law. The law of increasing returns does not concern itself with the hourly trade of effort for currency. It operates on a different plane entirely. It states that a single, masterful application of energy can be engineered to yield results not just once, but perpetually. To create a system, an asset, a piece of intellectual property, a brand, a network, an engine that continues to generate value long after the initial effort has been expended. Your initial investment of focus multiplies. It compounds. It works for you while you sleep, while you are away, while you are investing that same focus into building another such engine. This is the mindset of the architect, not the laborer. The industrialist, not the assembly line worker. Henry Ford did not get rich by building the best car himself. He got rich by building the system that could build the best car. A system that printed value long after his initial design was complete. Thomas Edison did not get rich by personally screwing in every light bulb. He got rich by owning the patent. The very idea of the light bulb. A piece of intellectual property that paid him a toll on every single implementation. They built perpetual motion machines for wealth. They understood that the real fortune is not in the work, but in the ownership of the system that makes the work scalable. Your goal is not to work harder. Your goal is to build a machine that works for you. The first and most important machine you will ever build is the one between your ears. Your mind is the primary asset. It is the factory. Before you can command external capital, you must command your internal capital. Before you can build a system in the world, you must install the operating system of a wealth creator. This begins with the ruthless excision of the poverty consciousness, that subtle whispering voice that says, I can't afford it. It's too risky. That's for other people, not for me. That voice is not your friend. It is the ghost of every limitation ever imposed upon you. It is the software of the tenant running on the hardware of an owner. You must rewrite the code. You must begin to ask a different set of questions. Not can I afford it, but how can I afford it? Not what if I fail, but what is the cost of not trying? This is not positive thinking. This is strategic reprogramming. You are shifting your mental metabolism from one of scarcity to one of abundance, not by pretending lack doesn't exist, but by recognizing that the only true lack is a lack of creative problem solving. Your mind must become a place where ideas are forged, not where fears are stored. This is the non-negotiable first step. You cannot build a castle on a foundation of sand. You cannot build an empire with the mindset of a serf. Once the mind is oriented toward creation, you must give it a central command, a definite chief aim. This is not a vague wish. I want to be rich is a daydream. I will generate $10 million in revenue by creating the leading platform for teaching digital literacy to small business owners within the next 5 years is a target. It is specific, it is measurable, it is emotional. It has a purpose behind it. Your aim must be so clear, so vivid, so burning in its intensity that it becomes a gravitational force in your life. It begins to pull opportunities toward you. It begins to reorganize your decisions, your habits, your conversations. You will no longer ask, does this feel good right now? You will ask, does this action move me closer to my chief aim? This aim becomes the sun in your solar system, and every other aspect of your life becomes a planet in orbit around it. Without this central purpose, your energy is scattered. You are a ship without a rudder, drifting from one temporary gratification to the next, reacting to the waves and winds of circumstance. You are spending your capital on distractions, but with a definite chief aim. Every ounce of energy is focused. Every action, no matter how small, is an investment. You are no longer spending your capital. You are directing it with precision toward a single, monumental objective. This is how you begin to generate returns on your focus. And this aim cannot be achieved alone. This is perhaps the greatest blind spot for the ambitious individual. The myth of the lone genius is a poison. The law of increasing returns thrives in the ecosystem of the master mind. Napoleon Hill did not discover this principle in a vacuum. It was given to him by Andrew Carnegie, who built his steel empire not merely on his own brilliance, but on the coordinated intelligence and effort of a legion of experts. A mastermind alliance is more than a network. It is a fusion of intellect, of purpose, of resource. It is a psychic partnership where 1 + 1 no longer equals 2, but 11 or 111. It is the deliberate and harmonious alliance of 2 or more minds working toward a definite purpose. In this alliance, you gain access to knowledge you do not possess, to skills you have not mastered, to resources you do not own, to perspectives you cannot see. You are no longer limited by your own brain, your own experience, your own circle of influence. You are leveraging the capital of others, and they are leveraging yours. The returns are not additive. They are multiplicative. The lone wolf dies in the winter. The pack, strategically hunting together, thrives. Your network is not your net worth. A strategically aligned, purpose-driven mastermind is your net worth multiplier. It is the force that accelerates the law of increasing returns beyond your own individual capacity. But a vision without a plan is a hallucination, and a plan without persistent, disciplined action is a fantasy. This is where the majority of grand ideas die, in the gap between the inspiring flash of insight and the grueling, unglamorous daily labor of bringing it to life. You must become a master of applied faith. This is not a passive, hopeful wishing. It is the active, relentless, day-by-day demonstration of your belief. It is backing your faith with your works. It is the discipline to work on your plan when you don't feel motivated, when the results are not yet visible, when the world is offering you 1,000 easier alternatives. This discipline is the engine of your wealth machine. It is the consistent, focused application of energy that turns the blueprint of your aim into the brick and mortar of your reality. Look at the life of Abraham Lincoln, a story not of instant success, but of relentless perseverance, a litany of failures, defeats, and personal losses that would have broken a lesser man. But he had a definite chief aim, the preservation of the Union, and he applied his faith with an iron will. Through countless setbacks, he understood that the return on his effort was not measured in a single battle, but in the ultimate victory. Your daily discipline is your daily deposit into the compound interest account of your ultimate success. It is the price you pay. The law of increasing returns promises a magnificent yield, but it demands an upfront, unwavering investment of focused, persistent action. And as you build, you will be tested. You will face obstacles. You will encounter criticism, rejection, and what will feel like catastrophic failure. This is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is the universe's calibration process. It is the pressure that forges diamonds from coal. The principle of adversity and defeat is not your enemy. It is your most brutal and effective teacher. Every failure contains with it the seed of an equivalent advantage. Your ability to find that seed, to learn the lesson, to adapt and to press on with greater wisdom is what separates the amateur from the professional. Every no is data. Every setback is a curriculum. Every disappointment is a refinement of your strategy. The world is not against you. It is merely indifferent. It responds to force, to persistence, to intelligence. When you hit a wall, the universe is not telling you to stop. It is asking you, how badly do you want this? Are you clever enough to find a way over, under, around, or through? This is where your resilience becomes an asset that generates returns. The scar tissue you build from surviving these battles makes you stronger, more resilient, more valuable than you were before. You are not avoiding the storm. You are learning to become the storm. Throughout this entire process, from the reprogramming of your mind to the daily application of your discipline, you must be guided by a principle that seems, on the surface, counterintuitive to the hungry achiever: the habit of going the extra mile, rendering more and better service than you are currently paid for. This is not about being a doormat. This is a sophisticated strategy of self-investment. When you deliver work that is so obviously superior, when you solve problems that are not your own, when you add value where it is not expected, you are not being cheated. You are making a strategic deposit into your reputation. You are building a brand of excellence. You are creating a gravitational pull that attracts opportunity, promotion, and favor. People notice. The law of averages dictates that if you consistently deliver exceptional value, you will eventually be rewarded by it, often from a source you did not anticipate. This is the law of sowing and reaping in the professional realm. You cannot sow seeds of mediocrity and reap a harvest of excellence. You cannot sow seeds of just enough and reap a harvest of abundance. The extra mile is a lonely road at first, but it is the only road that leads to destinations of greatness. It is the practice that transforms your work from a transaction into a testament of your character. Now, bring all of this together. The reprogrammed mind, the burning aim, the mastermind alliance, the applied discipline, the resilience in the face of defeat, the habit of going the extra mile. These are the components. But the spark that brings the machine to life, the energy that powers the law of increasing returns, is your own burning desire. This is not a passive want. This is a white-hot obsession. This is the kind of desire that keeps you up at night and wakes you up in the morning. The kind of desire that makes obstacles look like minor inconveniences. The kind of desire that is so deeply imprinted on your subconscious mind that it guides your actions even when you are not consciously thinking about it. This is what drove Edison through 10,000 failed attempts to create the light bulb. He was not merely trying, he was possessed by a conviction that it was possible. His desire was a non-negotiable command to the universe. Your desire must be the same. It must be an emotional, visceral, physical need. Without this, all the strategy in the world is just an intellectual exercise. With it, you become an unstoppable force of nature. You are not hoping for success. You are commanding it. You are not asking for permission to be rich. You are declaring with every fiber of your being that you are a wealth creator, a system builder, a master of your own economic destiny. So I ask you again to look at your current circumstances. See them for what they truly are, not a life sentence, but a feedback mechanism. They are the output of the old laws you have been following. The laws of linear effort, of scattered focus, of a consumer mindset. That era ends now. From this moment forward, you are an architect of increasing returns. Your every thought, every relationship, every action, every ounce of discipline is an investment into a system that you are building. A system that will pay you back not in linear, one-time payments, but in compounding, perpetual yields. You are not here to trade your hours for dollars. You are here to build an empire. You are here to leave a dent in the universe. You are here to master the unspoken law. The pain stops here. The struggle ends now. The returns are waiting. Go and claim them.